Okay, welcome back. This is Bitcoin BTCUSDT. Currently on Friday, the 2nd of May, and it's 4:23 UK time. So let's quickly flick to the day chart. As you can see, we've put in two new trend lines, actually like a rising channel rather. So these wasn't on any of my previous videos, so I'll quickly explain why I have put these in. Now, sometimes I just take a step back and just look at past history and what's been happening there. I noticed that there was some kind of trend line that was running back in February to March. And I noticed that we had this kind of area where we had support here, we had a resistance, and that's kind of like when I see 3 pointers, that's kind of like enough to get me into an idea of a trend line or support resistance. If I just spread it like this, you can see a bit better. So we had support here. We had support here. We had wicks come into the rising channel, but we had candle bodies kind of close right on the channel. So again, that's another touch. Then it broke down, came and retested this and retested here. So we had 4 points. I take that line and I drew it right out and I expanded it out and leaving this rising channel at 28th of March. It broke down, came, retested this area and went down. So that would have been a perfect area to get into a short trade because it's a rising channel, has a 70% chance of breaking to the downside, which it did. This is on a higher time frame. This is on the 4 hour. Came, retested it, and actually it didn't just retest it, kind of broke back into the pattern on the smaller time frames. But on the 4 hour, you can see that this candle body, there was no candle body that closed inside the pattern. So it was just like a fake. Broke in back in and probably hit people's stop losses and then came tumbling down just like they like to do. Now fast forward, that same rising channel extended out, seems to be holding and respecting again here in April. So April the 22nd, it broke back in, and as you can see, we have the same action happening. So we had resistance on that very line again. We have area of resistance. This is today. So if you just look at today, what's happening today, and this is a line that's been drawn several months ago. Notice how the wick has come out and the candle body is still within the pattern. We've just got a perfect retest here. So this seems to be a definite area of importance. Please excuse this. We are using the non-paid version of TradingView to do the analysis. And so once again, it broke down, came back in, it's riding into this channel again. It's supposed to have a 68% chance of breaking down to the downside out of this pattern and down. How far down, we don't know. I mean, you've got this support resistance line at 91.5K. I've only drawn in major support and resistance areas because the screen just gets too cluttered sometimes. So realistically, on the shorter time frames, if we just go in and look at like the 1 hour or something like this. Right, so looking at the 1 hour closely, we have a long wick that's broken above the line. We haven't got a candle close outside of it. Now, if we had a red candle forming inside the pattern and you wanted to kind of do shorter time frame trades like day trading, this might be an idea of one reason you'd be looking to get into a short trade, trading from this point at 97,300, maybe down to the next bottom trend line 93,500. That would be one idea. Of course, looking at the RSI could be another idea. It's not too much that's being told here at the moment. It has been oversold. It's close to being oversold area, but what we do notice is that this is at 70. Now most people set their RSI settings upper and lower areas at 70 and 30. I've put it at 80, because this just gives me that bit more confirmation that it is oversold on either end or overbought. So some people would actually say, okay, we're at in oversold territories even at 72, which is at. So that could be your second reason. You've got kind of oversold in RSI. You've reached the top trend line of the pattern. That's two ideas. You know, and two ideas might be enough for somebody. For me, I like to see three reasons. So again, coming back in this four hour, I would want to see like the next candle within this pattern, taking out this low here, and then maybe enter into a trade going down. But you know, there's many ways to do this. What's next for Bitcoin? Who knows? I don't know. All I know is just watch the price and do what it tells you. So, for example, you know, none of this guessing, trying to guess where it's going to. I bet that Bitcoin's going to hit this price. No, just if you're trading Bitcoin, then, or even just looking to top up your Bitcoin, areas like this, like for example, on the day RSI, you can see that we're at in oversold territory. So that could couple in with my idea of the going back to the 4 hour of maybe it is time to be preparing for a possible short. But again, you know, free signs for me really. So I wouldn't be rushing into anything. Maybe if it broke past this rising channel, broke clearly out, and maybe we had a day candle close outside of this or on the 4 hour, then it'll be a case of, okay, let's look for positions for short. But then from here to from this trend line to this support resistance line, there's not much going on. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're on a smaller time frame, yes, you can do some trades in between that, but I prefer to move with the trend. You know, do you get what I'm saying? So, for example, you would want to maybe see a confirmation of some kind of downtrend before start trading shorts. So, for it to come and stop here wouldn't be enough for me to say, okay, look for a short. It would have to put in a lower high than this low, and then finally break past that lower for me to even start to think, okay, maybe we should start to go with shorts now on the 4 hour or day chart or whatever. So anyway, that's my analysis for Bitcoin. I have mentioned possible next ceiling being 100k, because once again we have an area of interest where we had support. You know, so that area, even though you see candles cutting across it, I just look for where can I see a line where you're going to have most touches where the price touched it and left it, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good enough for me to call a support or resistance area of interest. Again, next one would probably be at 106. Now, this upper rising channel trend line, if price is still within it and we have this also support resistance line above it, and we're oversold on RSI, why would you be looking for more bullish ideas? It's more likely that things are going to turn to the downside. Maybe you would wait for it to break out of the pattern, or maybe you trade within the pattern. So, but anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.